Well, they've been in there an hour, talking to their principals, obviously. The things I said to them this morning, they're taking on board. That is an encouraging sign. We're not too far apart on cash. They offered 600,000. I wanted $1 million, which was a little bit tongue-in-cheek.
Our proposal is £800,000, less a guaranteed £25,000 cash at bank at closing date.
And then you will give us comfort and terms to be agreeable to us that Hulkingston Rovers will remain independent and will continue playing rugby league for a period of time, yet to be agreed. Well, we've done a deal. There's a long way to go yet. You know, we've got to see the colour of their money. We've got to see who the interested party is. We've got to talk to potentially the creditors committee. We've got lots of things to do, and you know, it's not over yet until we get that banker's draft.
Is 800 grand what you wanted to pay?
A lot more than we wanted to pay, unfortunately, but we believe in the club, and therefore we have gone up to those figures. Because obviously, and we paid Coombs and Larground, the more we had for the club, the better. But unfortunately, but we're happy. We're happy. We're not. Are you ever happy with the price anyway?
You know that day one we'd have taken 500,000, and you also know that day one our only offer was 300,000. So we've come a long way.
So you're very pleased?
We are pleased, yes. It's taken 4 months, but you know, we're there.
While Klemke tries to tie up the deal, Rovers at last have something to sing about. Although they're still doing badly in the league, they've got to the final of a cup competition.
You need to be thinking about positives here, thinking about your first input into the game, a little bit what you're going to put into this game for our team.
When we started and went into administration, we thought that would be the end of the team, the club altogether. And then to eventually get this far, it's a dream come true.
Appearing at Wembley is worth £30,000 for Rovers. If Rovers win, they get another 20. Playing a second division team, Rovers managed to pull off a victory. Three weeks later, and the deal's still not been completed. The sticking point is the guarantee of Rovers' independence.
The best we've been able to achieve regarding Hulkingston Rovers' independence is a letter from their solicitor which says, "My clients intend to maintain the future playing of rugby league by Hulkingston Rovers Football Club, but cannot give any sort of guarantee." Pretty weak at the moment.
Meanwhile, there's another blow for Klemke. Despite leading the team to victory at Wembley, coach Steve Crooks has had enough.
I've basically run out of motivation to fight any more fires. I feel as though I've been fighting fires for too long, and the 11th hour decisions is the biggest problem. No decisions will be made until the 11th hour, and I'm afraid the 11th hour has come for me. And I'm sure the club will survive. It's been here a lot longer than what Steve Crooks has.
I would have been happier if Steve Crooks had stayed, I have to say. You always get something that comes and kicks you in the backside just as you think it's going well.
Because that must weaken your hand.
I'm not going to let them see that.
The Irish buyers, though, see it as an excuse to cut the price.
Part of the basis of our original discussion was that Steve Crook was staying because he's the kingpin to the actual performance of the club.
The club is already in administration, doesn't need any more knocks on the head, as it were, and it's just a further knock on the head to the club.
The value of any football club is made up of its assets. Its assets are its players and its management team, and obviously its ground and other bits and pieces. And when one of those assets left, or in this sense just walked out, the total was reduced. So consequently we have to renegotiate because we'll have to replace that asset.
It's June, and the deal's still not been completed. Rovers now face their deadly rivals, the Sharks, in their most important test of the season. If the Sharks win the match, Chairman Tim Wilby is virtually guaranteed to be taking his team into Super League next season. He won't need Rovers anymore.
Steve Crook's resignation is probably far more serious than we ever thought. You know, we need some points in the league now, and we're near the bottom of the table, third from the bottom. That's relegation zone.
Even without the motivation of Steve Crooks, Rovers start well. But in the second half, the Sharks move in for the kill. And the Black and Whites end up winners, 32 points to 25. Hull Sharks are now certain of promotion to Super League. It's a whole new game for Tim Wilby.
It's going to be a very brave man that comes out of the woodwork to buy a club that's continually incurring debts. The playing staff's gone, the coaching staff's demoralised. It's just very difficult. They're heading for relegation. The support's down to about 2,000. You know, unfortunately, you know, it's like the jungle out there. Only the strong survive. You know, the weak get killed off, and that's what's happened in Hull at the moment. Unfortunately, but that's the way it is. Gone are the days when people could support two rugby league teams. We can't do it anymore. They'll run to the end of the season, and that's it. They'll be gone. There'll be no more Kingston Rovers. There's no room for them.
It's July and the end of the season. Klemke's come to tell the players what the future holds for Rovers. The deal with the mystery buyer has finally fallen through. But in a surprise run of results under a new coach, Rovers have won 4 of their last 5 matches.
Well, if you'd have told me that you were going to take 4 weeks winning pay off me 5 weeks ago, I'd have been flabbergasted. But we're delighted to be paid, absolutely. Delighted that we're up above the relegation zone at the end of the season. I think you've heard loads and loads of rumours about what's going to happen to the club. Let me tell you for absolute certain that there's no offer on the table. Basically, the Irish buyers didn't complete the deal. My own suspicions are that Wilby was behind the whole thing. He's just got promotion to Super League with Hull Sharks, and therefore they don't need to buy Rovers anymore. So we've got to start...
After a season running Rovers, Klemke has still to find a way of paying back the club's £1 million debt. But he's kept the team in the First Division, and they've done well enough to earn a small profit.
Where does that leave us? Well, firstly, next year there will be a continuation of rugby as Hull Kingston Rovers at Craven Park. We have made £50,000 this year, but it's not enough to look at any sort of compromise with the creditors. We're still looking for a solution.
Next week, a new broom arrives at Brocket Hall with just 12 months to turn around a business which has taken a dramatic fall from grace. That's next Wednesday at 9:50 here on BBC Two.